We are waiting for our guest to come in. So in few time he will be on stage. So let's just exercise patience. On America, on a give way his many in K9. You people are highly welcome. God bless you all. Before our guest will come in, let us be enjoying the music for now. Very soon he will join us. Right now, we're waiting for our guest. He will be on stage right now. Yeah, I think we have our guest right now.
FM mode.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. No, you want to know? Hello, sir. Hello. It's like a network. Hello, Wadika. You want to?
Welcome to WUF Music World.
Played by USB Drive.
Just okay, one. Let's go.
Hello. Please, I think our guest is having some issue coming online. I pray by the grace of God he will get connected. I don't really know. He's having problem with his connection. I hopefully that with us is having a issue joining connecting with us. So probably by the grace of God, he will join us very soon. Please bear with us. Bear with us. Today, our topic simply who are the Igbanke people. So if you have your question that you are going to ask regarding who the Igbanke people, whom they are, can feel free write your question on on the comment section. Then our guests will be able to treat it and answer every question. So please be patient. I believe by the grace of God that he will soon join us on stage. Please, he will join us immediately. He's trying to connect, but unfortunately, it's taking much time. Please bear with us. So if you really have idea, the topic of our discussions today, say who are the Igbanke people? So if you really know what Igbanke people whom they are, you can feel free to post it on the comment section while we discuss it on this live broadcast. So first of all, we are saying a happy Palm Sunday to our Christian faithful. For this period, we are celebrating the death of Jesus Christ. So by the grace of God, we pray that this service today, our broadcast today will be a landmark to clear some air about the doubt that people have regarding to Igbanke people, because they say we are having an ethnic crisis or identity. Okay, I think he's on stage right now. Yes, yes, I think. Okay, it's here now.
All right.
Well done, sir. It's like
The
network.
network has been fluctuating.
Network was disturbing. Sorry, sir.
Yes, it is cloudy out here, and the network has been going off and on. So I believe
Oh,
as time goes on, it will be stable so that we can,
oh,
continue
you're welcome,
the
sir.
purpose
Thank
of
you very
this.
much.
Um,
Okay.
welcome.
Sir, please first of all introduce yourself. Let me start. Here is my name is Prince Lucky, a presenter in Akiko Igbanke TV. We are here live in Igbanke broadcasting here. So we welcome you, sir, to our studio this afternoon. So, sir, can we meet you?
Okay. My own name is Lucky Ndidi, and I'm also streaming from Abuja here. So, and for Akikowa Studio in Ibanke. Yes.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. Mr. Ndidi, thank you very much for your out of your busy schedule. You come to this
Thank
studio to let us know who the Igbanke people are. Like we have said, the topic of our discussion today says, who are the Igbanke people? Sir, there is this ethnic identity or crisis that is happening right now in Igbanke. That many people are saying Igbanke, they are Bini, Igbanke are Eka, Igbanke are Eka Igbo, Igbanke is this, Igbanke is this. So many people don't really know who the people of Igbanke, whom they are. So, sir, is there anything you know that you can tell us who the Igbanke people are, if they are Bini? If Igbanke people are Bini, or
All right. Thank you so much, my brother Prince Lucky.
yeah,
All right then. So yes, the topic, who are the Igbaki people,
yeah,
is not today. It has been in the public discussion for a very long time now. Yes, but when it comes to actually knowing those who are genuinely want to know who the Igbanke people is, Igbanke people, they didn't fall from the sky. So anybody who is
Yeah.
interested that wants to know who are these Igbanke people, so the person must, in his research, the person has to come down to Igbaki to see for himself or for herself actually what the people of Igbaki are saying about Igbaki itself. Now, going to the question, who are the people of Igbaki or who are the Igbaki people? You know,
Okay.
um, I will start from the spelling. Sometimes what we pronounce or the spelling may not connote with the pronunciation. Now, pronunciation, so many of us make that mistake to call it Igbanke, and it is not pronounced that way. It is strictly pronounced Igbaki, okay? Though
Yeah.
it is pronounced as if the last letter is I, but in written it is E, okay? All right then. So who are these people? This is a big question.
Yeah.
The question that we all have to answer. Okay. Now, before going straight to the question, to answering the question, I would like us to look at the situation whereby, we didn't give birth to ourselves. Like I said, we did not fall from the sky. Okay. We
Yeah.
are children of Ndimbo, those who have lived years back before us. So there are a lot of things that these people, Ndimbo, have put in places so that when we begin to grow, we can then, or when we begin to acquire our origin, then we can then look at these things, then and be able to say, actually, this is where we originated from. You know, so the word Igbanke itself, uh, it's the combination or coming together of 6 autonomous villages or towns, as you may put it, where you have the Igbonto, the Omolua, and you have Aki Lovyogba. So Igbonto and Idumiru coming together. Okay. So
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right then. So you have Igbonto, Idumiru as one people. You have Omolua, you have Ake Obiogba, you have as one people as well. You have Idumodi, you have Ota, you have Olije. So
Okay.
these people they came together to form a unified entity or federation, as you may put it, called Igbanke. Like if you hear my pronunciation now, there is N in that pronunciation. But in the real sense, it is called Igbake. Okay? So they may be interchangeably. Sometimes we use Igbanke, or sometimes we use Igbake. But the wrong one is when you say Igbanke. It is not Ke. Okay? That is a little deviation. So now, you see, these people, they would have come together and say, okay, let us form a kind of leadership, or what we call centralized leadership, where we have a single king, okay, for the whole 6 quarters or communities. But
Yeah.
they said no, let every community be on their own, but we will have a common ground where we can meet to discuss issue of development, issue of tradition, issue of culture, and others. So because of that, many people see there is this debate that is Igbaki a kingdom or a community or villages coming together. That is just by the way. That's a question for another day. All right. So, like I was saying, if you want to know who the Igbanke people is, if you come to Igbanke, you will see what will make you decide who or whether Igbanke people hail from here or they hail from there. So, in a nutshell, I would like to say, to tell you categorically that Igbanke is a community of Ika Igbo speaking or Ika Igbo speaking community. You see, many people try to run away from the Igbo speaking aspect because
Okay.
they would want to tell you that Ika is a tribe of its own. Ika is not any other ethnic group, it's an ethnic group on its own. It is a fact, but that doesn't mean that we should put aside or we should forget how Igbaki was formed, the formation of Igbaki itself, because they were communities living on their own together before the formation of Igbaki as a community of itself of its own. Okay, so when we use
Yes.
the word Igbo speaking community, a lot of people get angry. They will tell you remove the Igbo. Okay, but these people they have not find a time on their own to come to Igbaki to see to themselves what is the Igbo left for us, so that when we want to trace our identity, we can trace it perfectly. The reason is because maybe so many of them get carried away with the name in quotes, with the Bini kind of name that you find among ourselves. Yes, there is no denying on the fact that there were migrations. You know, migration is a continuous thing. There is no denying of the fact that people migrated from different parts of the you know, of our neighborhood, so to speak, both far and near. Okay, to identify themselves with us, and also because Igbaki land is is agreeable and it is fertile and it is good for the grains of those days. You know, when you talk about these days, when the Indimbo, you know, when they were having their goals, you talk
Yeah.
about farming. Farming is the talk of the thing. A mighty man then is described by how large is your farmland or your barn. You know, here for Oba, water now.
Your bank.
So
Yep.
water now. So because of that,
Yes.
and if you check, we have different eras. Okay, now we are in computer age, where somebody can sit in his home or in the comfort of his house, in his room, or somewhere, and begin to make money and come out to spend the money. Then the authority may question the source of the money or source of the income. But in most cases, the source of those incomes are actually genuine because that is the era we are right now. But that era cannot be compared to the era of Ndimbo. Okay, so the
Yes.
era of Ndimbo was characterized with farming, in the sense that every other community, the neighboring communities and far away neighbors, when they hear that there is a land that they can cultivate that is good for farming and you know, all that, they will tend to come to see. They will journey. Sometimes they will journey like 4, 5 days, 6, 7 days, depend on the area they are coming from. Okay, So because of that, we received a huge number of immigrants from different places. Okay, but before these people came to Igaki, Igaki was already existing even before the coming together of the six quarters to form Igbaki. I will give you example of where I come from, Igbonto. Now,
Okay.
when you look at Igbonto, personally, I am from Ngbidi Omokwe. Okay, I am
Yeah.
from Ngbidi, and I will challenge anybody to go and do both empirical research and collecting of online data to check whether Ngbidi has anything to do with the Benin. Okay, all right. So, like I said initially, what the Indian bone left for us, the ancient sites, if you go to those sites, though some of them are almost not existing now because of modernization or what we call because of modern life. A lot of people that would have been at home to keep this culture are no more at home. They are no more in Ibonto, as this case may be now. Okay, so now one of them, I would mention a few of them, which we are going to look at. One of them is Nwobu. Nwobu.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have heard
Nwobu.
about that term, Nwobu. Okay,
Yes, Nwobu is a
Eh,
deity. It's
is
a
a
deity
day
in Banke land. Yeah.
beautiful. So the shrine, yes, I acknowledge the fact that most of us we've given our life to Christ. We're living in the cities, and we are Christians, so to speak. You understand? But that doesn't delete the fact that our forefathers, the Indians, what they what they use to communicate to their God, what they know as their God, those things that they use to communicate to God still in the existence. So we can always make reference to them because whether you like it or not, you and I, especially if you are born in the 80s, 70s, back from 80s backward, you will understand what I'm trying to say now. That every one of us, in one way or the other, whether your father is one deacon or one whatever in one Anglican church or the other, you must have passed through this deity in terms of worshiping them. Probably your father or your great grandfather introduced you to them. Okay, so when we used to know those days, like as I was saying, Nwogu, we have that deity in a Gonto precisely. And I will also
Yeah.
challenge anybody to go and go and find, go and conduct a finding on their own, both empirical and either having to collect data from people or from online to check whether Iwobu is of Benin origin. Now,
Okay.
for you to have Iwobu, Iwobu means the son of Obu in this context now, right? Now,
Yeah.
Nwobu, for there to be Nwobu, that means there is Obu itself.
Yes.
Because if your father is Uzoka or Alemeta or Alemete, and you are maybe Chukuyem Nwa Alemete, for you to be
Yes.
called Nwa Alemete, it means that there is a Meke or there was a Meke. All right. So
Yes.
let everyone go and do the research where Nwobu is found or located, or where Obu itself as a deity is located in this present or modern day Nigeria. Now, having said that, Obu, or let me use the word now, Nwobu in Igbonto, is one of the, if you go to the site, both people from near and far as far as other Ika speaking communities in Delta State do come to pay homage to this Umwobu deity in the past. And I believe even presently, I don't know, but I remember those days. Whenever we are having Oyuyu, when we are having Umwobu, when we are having the Obu festival during New Year festival period, these people come from afar to pay homage to the deity of Obu in Igbanke or in Igbake,
Yes.
like I said.
Yeah.
So now, if anybody comes, so how did Umwobu came to Nigeria or came to Igbake, for instance? How did Umwobu came to Igbake? If you go to Anambra State, you will find Obu as the people's deity, Ndembo, that Ndembo used to worship. Okay? So the same thing, if there is Boto, it can hold Umwobu. And how did Umwobu came to Igbake? How did he come to Igbake via Igbonto? What that is a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question. Then I want to give you another one, which many of us may not know, and we've not actually carried out the research to know. Another one is there are some rivers in Igbake, especially in Igbonto, that can be attributed to the Indian, those who form Igbake, those who were living in Igbake from Igbonto to Obioba, Ake, to spread all around. Because when you hear Omookwe, if you go to Igbonto today, you will see if you ask anybody where is the Omookwe in Igbonto, they will tell you this is where Omookwe come from. This is Mbidi. That is the home of the Omookwe. Okay. Now this Okwe has many children that spread across the whole of Igbake and far away from Igbake to Mbiri, Onuyi, what have you. All right, then. So now another historical tie or historical site that you will find in Igbonto is, it may sound funny to people, but it is Iyigidi. I want everybody, every son of Igbonto, especially, yes, to the extent that people, the other people in Ake, the Igaki people in Ake and other parts of Igaki used to come to Iyigidi as their source, or they used to see Iyigidi as their source of drinkable water. Okay, drinkable water when they want to come to waterfall. Yes, yes, exactly, the waterfall. Now, I want to give you a brief history of how that name emanates. Not everybody that knows this, but sometimes wisdom is not only meant for the people who are of age. Okay. Okay. Now look at the research. Look at this. If you check on your Google, okay, or any other site or any other platform to check what is the meaning of Gidi Gidi, or what is the origin, or what is the language of Gidi Gidi. Okay, it will lead you to the southeastern Nigeria. Okay, that is the Igbo community across the river, the other side of the river. Because whether you like it or not, we are all referred to, or we are all referred to as Western Igbos. But we are running away from it, just like during the war, during the Civil War, they told our Ndembo, our fathers, to deny being the Igbos, because those who are fighting the war, or who were fighting the war against the Biafra, were actually looking for the Igbo-speaking community to destroy them entirely. Once you mention Igbo, they destroy you. So for people to be alive, for people to survive, they have to do that. And I am not blaming them. They have to do that, because if they did not do that, we will not be here speaking today.
Yeah, see, you are correct.
Okay, right now, right now, when you look at that word gidi gidi, I believe some people are making research of it now. That iyi is not a name from Benin, and likewise gidi gidi. So for them to know, for them to name that iyi gidi gidi means a lot. Okay, because when you check the English dictionary, or when you want to translate the gidi gidi, it will tell you that gidi gidi is like when you're talking about something that is energetic in nature. Okay,
Yeah.
something that is bustling, something that is bustling, that is energetic in nature, and that is the nature of iyi gidi gidi. Except those who have not been there. The force at which the water falls, it's something it's something else. Like it's something for all every scientist to come and do conduct a research for with heavy force. I hope you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, I understand it very well.
Okay, now for that river to be named and it has not been changed up till now, not even to a Benin name. For that river to be named Iyi Gidi Gidi, there is something behind it. Let me tell you something
Yeah.
about the Indimbo. They may not be
Okay.
educated the way we are now. The Indimbo, they know or they knew that something like this will come up. Okay? So they try to lay a legacy, to put something on ground for us, so that when you make a research, you will definitely arrive at something meaningful. For instance,
Yes,
let me
yes.
give you a scenario. My father, my father beard OJ. Okay,
Yeah.
my
Ojeri.
grandfather, uh, OJ, my grandfather beard Idahosa, but my great grandfather beard what you call in present Igbo name, like you can call it EJ. So some people corrupted it, or maybe then it was corrupted to be OJ. Sorry, it was corrected to be EJ. But
Yeah,
if you
Ije.
do your research very well, you will discover that name is actually a short form of OJ Ijeoma, or a good journey, so
Yeah.
to speak. You can never find it. You can never find it as a name in Benin, except maybe you are talking of something like or no, not even the same when you say Onoje. That is even similar to OJ, not even that means king or a ruler, not even the Ije itself. Okay, all right. So now, what does that tell you? That tells you that if you, every one of us, both those that are answering, that are bearing Benin surname, if you actually go deep down, you will discover that the Indian that gave birth to the father before your father, before your grandfather, actually you will trace them to the southeastern, or the southeastern part of Nigeria. Okay? See, these are the truth. These are the truth that we all. So that does not deny the fact that there were people who migrated, including those from the Benin. I will tell you that people who migrated, I would share that history. Those who migrated from Benin, both before the emergence of Eze Chima and after the emergence of Eze Chima, when Eze Chima was leaving the Benin Kingdom and was searching for a way to establish, to settle his people, those who came from him when he was coming to the Benin Kingdom around the 1504 to 1550. Those who
Yeah.
migrated with him and those they met in Benin Kingdom, because Benin Kingdom itself operated as an empire. And where there is an empire, there is always an emperor. And what is
Yeah.
the characteristic? What is the common ground there? An emperor seeks to advance, or where we have to expand their territory beyond what they have. Whether the people they want to conquer are speaking their language or not, but that does not mean that the Igbanke was conquered. though it was invaded, not in those days with the mindset of an emperor, where the language of a people can change and everything, the culture, the tradition change. But the Igbake situation, in Igbake own, in the situation of Igbake, nothing changed. Nothing changed. The tradition remained, those names remain, even though there was a time they tried to bring Bini name like Noje and all that. That may be a discussion for another session or for another day. We all know how
Yes.
this thing started. I was on
Yes.
TikTok. I was on TikTok
I
one
want
day. A Bini,
Okay.
yeah, I was on TikTok one day. A Bini man was trying to let the people know that Noje has been in the settings from the beginning of Igbake. I challenged him. He was not trying to give me what's it called? Show me a signboard in Omolua where they have a Noge primary school. I made him to know that Noge primary school in Omolua initially, at initial, was not called a Noge primary school. It was changed when the government were canvassing to collect to collect or to take back the public school they had then from private setups or from missionaries. Okay, that school answered a missionary, one missionary name like that, but it was not initially called Enoge. Enoge was introduced to us because they wanted the tradition of Ibaki Ndimbo to change to suit what they were seeking. But that wasn't the scenario because they met a thief. Even as I was growing up, anybody who attended BDC, Ake Primary School, Gaki Primary School, YAK, Idumodi, Igbako Primary School, and all the primary schools, most of them that we have in Igbaki. Anyone who attended BDC precisely would confirm that there was a time they were trying to enforce through the ministry, Edo State Ministry of Education, to enforce Bini language to us, to make us
Yes.
speak Bini by force,
Yes.
by fire.
Then I was in primary. I think I was in primary 2, 1992. I remember 1991, 92. That was when they wanted to enforce those things. But our father then resisted it. I remember.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, the Edo State was created in 1991.
Yeah.
From then, 1991, 92, 93, thereabout, they were trying to introduce where they were teaching us Ikeke, this and that. I cannot even remember one. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Though
But
the mindset, okay, the
there's a
mindset
question I
of
want to
Igbanke, okay,
Yeah. There's a question I want to you said that Igbanke are not Benin. But I put it to you that Igbanke are Benin. Based on the fact that your brother, a man from Igbanke, which is the former Atin local government chairman, the person of Daniel Osarime, he said that Igbanke is Benin and Igbanke are under Oba Kingdom, Benin Kingdom, whatever. What do you have to say in the rest of that?
okay. I will hold that while I
Okay.
round up on those these other things that I was trying to mention, because this is
Okay.
a large, a huge discussion. One word will lead to another. You understand?
Yeah.
So if a man never many kubu hu le pushing, mpola le kwa awata na onzo ya anya hanam, mpola le kwa.
Okay.
So now,
Okay.
going back to what I was mentioning as things that the Indian Bull left for us, you could remember if you were when we were in primary school those days. I have never heard any, when we were in school those days, during assemblies or during break time, you could hear people singing songs like Ekoko na Soto or na Soto Kemuta or something, of that
Yes.
nature. Things that
Yeah.
when you hear them, you can actually tell where the song is coming from. These are the things that despite the fact that some of our fathers, of our forefathers, dared Edo name. That's another discussion. How they got to bear those names, we all knew or we all know. Okay, so that's another discussion. Despite the fact, but they kept teaching us the culture of Ndimbo, where we come from, how we emanated. They kept teaching us. Okay, now, as I was saying, when you talk about Obu or Mobu, there is something that is common. We call it Unzo. Okay, now Unzo was used, the white native white chalk was used as a form of releasing blessings to the people
Yes, somebody, yes,
of
yes.
Igake.
Sorry. Somebody make it on comment. He said, "Iyigidigidi where white chalk is mined." Yes, somebody commented it here. He said,
Okay,
"Iyigidigidi where white chalk is mined, where they get white chalk."
okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let me go further. There is another thing that in the moon left, which is all for whether you are a pastor today or you are an evangelist today. If you happen to grow up in a Igbanke or Igake, like I said, many people have made this word made us to master the pronunciation as Igbanke or Igbanke, which is not, but the real pronunciation is Igbanke, and we should all try to go back to it, because if you don't tell the people, or if you don't tell the world how your name or the name of your community is being pronounced, they will pronounce it whichever way they want to pronounce it. Okay, now going back, Ofo is not a Benin thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
because I think there was a lady
Ofo is
who
not
was,
a Benin thing.
excuse me, there was a lady that I overheard on internet. He said there is nothing like Adana Beni in a banking land. That initially it was all for our people use.
Good. Now, if you ask anybody, any traditionalist in Igbake, what is the relevance or importance of Adana Beni, they will struggle to tell you. They will struggle
Okay.
to tell you, because in its actual sense, Ndimbu did not leave Adana Beni for us. What they left for us is all for. So now, this all for, we use it those days to conduct what we know in Igbake as Iromo. Okay? So whenever during the festivities such as the New Yam Festival, that is another cultural heritage or tradition that Ndimbo left for us. The New Yam Festival. Even if some communities or some quarters will argue, maybe one or two thereabout quarters in Igbake will argue that they don't celebrate New Yam Festival, not in its real sense. They actually do celebrate New Yam Festival. It may not tally with the time of the rest of the people, maybe the other 4 or 5 communities or quarters in Igbake, but every clan, every nook and cranny in Igbake celebrate New Yam Festival. That is where we do our Egu, do around September period thereabout, during the peak of rainy season, or yes, the rainy season. That's what we have in Nigeria. We have dry and rainy season. Okay, now these are the cultural heritage and sites that Ndimbo left for us. Are we now going to wake up one day or one night just like that and do away and call those things rubbish because we are born again? Yes, we are born again. But you cannot deny the fact that these were the cultural heritage that Ndimbo left behind for us, so that when we begin to ask questions, these things supposed to answer, they're supposed to answer questions, these questions that we are asking, who are the Igbanke people, without even mincing words. Despite the fact that, like I continue saying, that people migrated, people came from other parts of the neighboring communities and all that. But the heritage still continue.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is just to mention a few of this cultural heritage that Indimbo left for us. You know, like I said, this is just going around to explain how Igake emerged, or how, or who founded Igake, before we answer the question, to say who are the people of Igake. The people of Igake are not Benin.
Okay.
Benin is a distinct tribe. They have different culture. They have different tradition. Even though some of the people who migrated from there tried to bring their tradition to corrupt our own in its sense. Yes, to corrupt our own in its sense, because if you notice, those days, as you journey, you tend to carry your the deity that your forefathers, that in them who lived, yes, with you. Ofo is one of them. Then probably the people from other side that came, actually, probably they came with one or two goddess to
Yes.
The
Igake.
Okay.
The question has come to answer itself, that the people of Igake are not Benin, but they can trace their origin to the southern eastern Nigeria. That is why it is convenient for us, Ndi Igake, to say we are a Ika Igbo speaking community, even though the other Ika speaking communities deny their roots, or they probably, some of them actually are being sponsored by these Benin so-called expansionists, because they don't have such emperor, that power of an emperor that they used to possess in the past. Okay, now they know that law and order is in place, so they want to do what we call modern. How will I put it now? If I say modern slavery, or I don't know, because Igaki people are not slaves and they cannot be enslaved anymore. So, in a nutshell, we are supposed to be part of the present Anyama, because if Ika is one of the acronyms in Anyama, where A stands for Anyocha, where N stands for Ndokwa, and where I stands for Ika, O stands for Oshimili, then AM or MA is now added to it to make Anyoma. If Ika truly is part of Anyoma, I don't see the reason why Igaki is still under the administrative or administration of Edo State via Oriom or local government. I don't see it such, because there were some developments that Igaki would have attained for long. If you do your research, you will know that Igaki experienced electricity, in quotes now. When I mean electricity, that's power. Okay, before other Ika speaking communities in Delta states. But go to those communities today.
Yeah, Igbanke got live before Agbo. Igbanke got live before Agbo.
Beautiful. But in Igbanke of today, now as I'm talking to you, for more than 2-3 years, or even more, we have been in the darkness, except for a few months that the whole of Igbanke come together to contribute money to fix the transformer that we had. That and that gesture really served us for a few months. After which we went back to where we were before, like in the darkness. It is
Yeah.
it is it is
Excuse me,
it is
sir.
an aberration.
Excuse me, sir. Some people say that
Okay.
because some enogie in Igbanke, which
Okay.
some of the king in Igbanke was suspended by Benin Traditional Council, that is why Igbanke say they are not Benin. Is that statement, is it correct or false? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I think it was cracking, it was breaking.
Okay. They say
When you
because
were
of
making your comment.
some people said that is because of some of the Enogi or king in Igbanke was suspended. That is why Igbanke say they are not Benin. Is that correct?
Okay. Now, let me come from behind. Let me come from we have a question that we have not treated.
Yeah.
So we take it, then before we take this particular one. And that question, I think the question the person was trying to ask, can you remind me now? Where I think the person was trying to ask
the first question I asked before that Daniel Osarime, former acting chairman of Orio local government, said that Igbanke is Benin and there are still other Benin kingdom. Somebody
okay,
asked
now
that
let me
because some of the Enoge was suspended, that's why they are saying they are not Benin.
Okay, let me say something in that regard. Let me say something about that. Before going forward to address that, I would like us to ndị Igbanke, ndị politician Igbanke, ndị okekere Igbanke, ke ndị hụ ebie n'eka ya ndị we votu, ke ndị we appoint, ndị we buchukpo.
Yeah, network is fluctuating. Okay, well, in that regard, I think our guest is having issue with his network. In regard to the question we asked him, somebody from Igbanke, which is the ex-local...
Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
I think the network went off. So now, in Karion ndị Igbanke lecha dodoni, Kendirion government Benin City, Kendirion government Abudu Oriomo, Kendirion government Igbanke, Kendirion government Dodoni. Ọnụ lie anya elemeni ọnụ ka aghọtasị ni ndị ni re ime okike ndị re Igbanke nwụrịa lukpo ime Benin. Onwe ihe nghọta ebe ahụ. Le ọrịnizi nwedi pụa imebu la kọma akụkọ si ewu ndị anyọma ewu ndị ka echọ na-eba ya ejọma anyọma steeti wee kreti anọma anyọma ọrịnizi meni because ebe ahụ were ya na eyewe nni ya na eyewe eri ya na eyewe ara ya kwede ebuchi ejiri lọwe ihu so nwekwu okwu ahụ in favor of anyọma state creation ọka affect ọnụ arụ.
Yeah.
That what now?
Yes,
so now, but here nari ọnụ lecha ododoni ndị okekere Igbanke. Ayamana ọrịnizi ịbịalekume na ime bụ si n'ọnụ la openly ọnụ la support anyọma state. Ọsọ na mekume but di no bi ọnụ lecha support anyọma state because ihe ri anyọma state ya ka ihe ri Orionwo local government. And ihe pụla n'ihu ebe na-ekreti anyọma state bụ ehichime anyọma state. Ihe Fulani ya kachara ihe ri Orionwo local government area. So ihe na-arị onye ododo ọmụrụ na ọ na-asa ka apụọ ejilekume so ọ na-asọpụta anyọma after nze na ejilekume ni anyọma is no that ọ na-asọpụta na anyọma. Ejezile that impression because anyọma pụla and anyọma pụa ndị gọọmenti wee ite we authority we you see elebejo kalioma elebejo kolena anyoma o kare ka me ndi du esi aleni ani walen aso ka jama anyoma esi oke ndi bi ale le ngbe kono bi ale na nya gba we oke kono cho imeme referendum mo imeme referendum ahụ nke agwa ni me enyi ka enyi ni ndị enyi ni me enyi ka cho na jama anyoma because we eat our God. Omo no ro bi alo no ro me ndi okike nyere back in the politician re back in Romene. Ono ka ho ani actually Anioma state is better. E jema Anioma ya ka kenyima because ya ka wataru on local government. You see what do you want to do? You see any chokorun or unwe akwụkwọ ga le me so e ki efa ngo chukwu meke or efa ngo chukwu yem efa ngo ngozi wekesini iwo Igbo wekesini owika abia kwa sudale won owika owigbo àwọn tani le ku we e ka gbo yo kwa hun ya tani and that no wa to they are saying the truth, they are speaking the obvious because any lending bini yes really under Oriomo local government as an administrative point. But that doesn't make us the people of Benin. Ijawa, in Edo State or in Delta State, where you have the Olukumis or the Usen in the Edo State, where their tradition still remains. Everyone is there, whether the ring road or Bawo, or General Usen, or Usen King in Chief War, everyone. So, that is the name of the and is the label Demi. It will say to the governor or to the government of Edo State, fine, we are still there. Because the creation of Edo State and the Delta State out of Bende State, or initially from Midwestern Nigeria or Midwestern what's it called now? Point or Midwestern region, so to speak. Thank you, my brother. You understand? Yes, region. So this is the journey, or this is the journey how Edo State became. Edo State are a pure 90s, pure 1990, 1991. Yeah, create. We are creating more local government. We are say okay, on the see we giant back politics. If we enjoy no go. Independent and no go. Majority of them supposedly under under Delta State. Or under Edo State. Because we never know who when I see a back. Also, yeah, or as onion Edo State. All those things tell you some manipulation, politics, and all that. Under who know what I want to be Johnson or maybe members all the time. Back in the chat, back when competing with the back. I'm not aware the potential a backing win. Yeah, what is when ye audio one. And the audio one. All now help when ye. How can a whole Igbanke with 6 huge autonomous communities for years? Ijakonila charge ebe who put when you make a market square. Ijakola charge with 500, with 300, it actually charge the phone. During that hour, the phone is off. Me, it's a down back I enjoy when police is just table. Over when you would eat on event center. You see, that is the reason for us to come and have fun and enjoy ourselves in a Igbanke because we are in Majamali Igbanke. So when you are there Igbanke, me Tony, Melemi, Sawole, Mebu, Wale Mafara, you are there Igbanke. Even for a Sabiata can know. So why all the money even the way and you are comfortable. I think they are kicking the estate to governors, the local government chairman, local government, the councillors, the way appointed some. I really comfortable with the honorary. Let's change the narrative. Let's change the narrative. I don't know if support Anyoma, fine. But after the Anyoma and your when Anyoma Jacob. And then almost come and create and look and the TikTok social media influencers some part of the car communities in Delta State. Where blue camera when a Kajako Southeast, a Yalandigo, a Kajako Southeast. My brother, even the South area, two of them benefits is equal. Whether in the Southeast, whether power way, actually when the governor or actually when the senator is where you work a Canadian senator.
No.
South is just a political creation or a political nomenclature. In its real sense, there is nothing. There is even nothing like South. So why do we now want to use South and Southeast to allow this opportunity to go? Oh no, be an indile kuni, ani lewe deceive don't know. Indile ta reagbo, ekuni, Anyama State, indile create na indila ta Anyama State were selfish. Wala can wezo ojeri mehun. Wala can wezo ojeri mehun is politics. When they create a web which is South to go to another state. I think the government is we are going to create another state in South. The last one that was created was Bayelsa. And permanent creator and your man, I bet you before Anyoma State can be developed, in the Anyoma. So we are for in Dodoni. Emmanuel did not know support, so I didn't show support to Anyoma State. Yamano in India home when they join yes, because in the town when you town limit or la reflect in our chop. I want to know many in our chop where a Jonota. And yet I knew a Jonota was on one but in the recent a lenebu Sakoche Anyoma State. Anyoma State, on a money Anyoma State, on a money Anyoma State, on a money Jacob. So any letter ndị nwere ukwu ndị dị ọkịkị Edo State Dodoni arịzile n'ekwu ọrịkanị mma. Now back to the question where when you are seeing Igbakere under Bini or Igbakere under Oba of Bini, so to speak. Now yes, Oba of Bini eblem ken when anyahu let's say ngwa you kamano when anyahu kwokwa ho he generally make for history of local government. In the later by a chairman. He had this guy, for that 8 months thereabout, where that interim opportunity. In the full 8 years, 6 years, what is that active nowhere. Now, ndị Benin electoral let us get sorry opportunity labor ndị Igbake opportunity ahụ after never can the reason is because allocation how many allocation proposal most of them they know a proposal a good proposal renovation of market, renovation of blocks, classroom blocks. Get your classroom blocks. I'm not going to library. See, if I take, I'm not going to bank away back to see. I'm not going to post office, even though the relevance of post office in these modern days are in quotes or now, and you know those facilities, and where water board, and where functioning PSCN of nowadays, PSCN letter office, and you know most of these things facilities were functioning. Igbake Grammar School those days, before Akor Optima, all those things, Achaman was all demoralized there. Was all Menaya developing Igbake Grammar School. In the Haga, over to me, Cambia, La Abodi, Omue, Igbake Grammar School. Igbake Grammar School because it was one of the best.
Yeah, it was a boarding school. Igbake Grammar School was a boarding school.
Are you getting it? So all now go when you do well, all now go when you do well, so now we are going to renovate school. Can I renovate school? School renovate. How many teachers can you find in those schools? In those public schools? In those public health centers? How many doctors can you find there? How many nurses can you? There was a day my brother was critically sick, and most people on this life, on this section, I'm only on one them neku. What you like to
Yeah.
first form, we're going to Jeme the nearby hospital. Or go to Jeme that
General
whatever hospital,
General
general
Hospital.
hospital. Area general hospital at home. It's where me actually need plan and actually need for the time where they trace him jela a question him ojo buche because obviously ojo buche how many years for not see the man that time ola overwork him because that particular period I go and see me I spoke to him and see me nurse area not where you number the nurse ekwenuwe ndị na-anọ ebe dị some ebe ekwenuwe esi were number the nurse ni ọka though eventually oge ndị nwere the number nurse wọn na-akpa yamani ihe ọsọ amụsị ni ekpele ni ya je ile nnụọ ya ji mafia imeke I'm sorry I'm saying this so that ẹyin lè chance ọhún a because nchọ ní use gbàké ndị gbàké sọ nù a ya je imeke dị ṅụrị ihe ofe before ìtàn àgbàṣà because o nwere onye kedu ẹṅụnẹ now ebuolewe patient ime ụlọọgwụ ọrịa available.
Yeah.
Otogodi wakwa ọgbala ime hụ tarị na omeme hụ kaka meme but ọsana ka meme hụ kenkume. So wow, eventually I lost my dear brother. And this
sorry.
story
Very
is in the
sorry.
mouth of many people in Igbanke. Thank you, my brother. This same story is in the mouth of many people in Igbanke. Wakagwaya, where them are losing her because of poor healthcare system in Igbanke. Now, you see where they renovate. What renovation? Maybe a paint or a bush where the block you. So yeah, I need that particular person. Osare me, ito, it's a challenge person, but and the guy
Yeah.
did his best, his possible best. Onye si n'ihe that guy try ni ya je na-look for history ndị wele ndị Emeka were LSC as local government chairman Oriomo were look for ihe achievele. This guy within 8 months ọrụ ihe wekpọ ọrụ ezigbo ọrụ ya nke wee rọsị ndị Igbanke their intellectual capacity is unquestionable when it comes to public administration. Ya were rọsị ihe more time with in a better on a better platform with a better government, Igbanke will be competing with other developed communities. I'm telling you the fact. So that aside, in when you put all I know be for forget it.
Yeah.
All else no will be for. And then Yamandi land in the interview that day. That TV station, you do kapula. So no kuna 1 year 8 months, they work through 8 months. They work for power because Amano is antecedent. Amano here also no because the guys are not on where they were. So okay, but the reality, and the reality. Now, in the USC in the recent, you are talking to Nogi. You are talking to Nogi.
Akpa ezi the modi ezo eze ake eze gboto ezo mulwa ezo ota ezo lije.
Yes. How does you see Obi? Now Obi is like a chamber or like a palace. Okay. Now, how many especially in your is Enogi? One Igbanke one. Where's all interview in the here? Let them do the interview, conduct the empirical interview or the empirical research and see whether the people of Igbanke actually respect or address their king as a Nogi. Enoge is an alien to us. Enoge is not what we have in Igbanke. What we have in Igbanke is Eze. Eze, what the Oba of Benin, you know, Igbanke people are respectful people, and
Yeah,
they
very,
they
you are very
they
correct.
they obey they obey instruction. They obey instruction. They obey laws and order of the land. So Yahan Lenin Tonin Fonzo, now, he is a
Yeah,
respected monarch. He is
yes.
a respected monarch both in his domain and across other communities. If Oba of Benin goes to the northern part of Nigeria today, he will be regarded as a royal priesthood, a royal, how will I put it, he will be respected in that manner because he actually carries that respect. But that
That way,
doesn't mean that, yes, that doesn't mean that every other king are useless or are chiefs. We know what enoge mean. Even those nowadays, the Benin, they try to manipulate it. They try to tell it's not actually a chief. It is a duke, somebody who is sent by the king as a representative. Where since you were born and your forefathers, ebi àwọn asini ọba ìyá àjìyẹ eze lèkàn eze.
no, all of our king,
So
our king are hereditary. They are hereditary.
it's hereditary. And they are in fact, what the Oba of Benin is to the Benin people is what the Eze in Igbanke is to us. They are very,
Yes.
very important to us. Because they are the custodians of our tradition and culture. Okay? So for a king in another domain with another culture and tradition to write a letter and give to his messengers to send to another king in their own domain, in their own environment, that they are suspended, it is a big insult to all of us in Igbanke. It is a big insult to all of us in Igbanke. And I'm aware that because if you say 2 plus 2, or if you say 2 plus 1 is 3, you then mean by you then mean by 3 is equals to 2 plus 1, Abi?
Yeah.
So when you now say, I have accepted the title of Enogi, it means that you are telling us if there is any king in Igbanke that has accepted that title, which I know that no king in Igbanke will be like to be addressed as Enogi, except he does not know the meaning of Enogi. If you accept the meaning of Enogi, that means you are equally a chief or a duke. But we don't have dukes in Igbanke land. We have kings, Eze, Obi. Now, do not forget that prior to the British colony or what's it called now, colonialism, so to speak, Igbanke was administered under the Asaba division.
Division before Agbo division.
Yes, before we now move to Agbo division. Here and there issues, and we are thereabout. Then we didn't know that they were waiting for Bende then to be divided. Immediately they divided, the Bende was divided like this. Sham, they push us to Orion. We thought we would have it better, but it has been a miserable journey so far. To the extent that what we were able to have before the information of Edo State as a state, in those days, the libraries and other facilities that we had before, they got destroyed.
Under
They
Edo
got
State.
destroyed under Edo State. Now, let me tell you something. If you see any meaningful development whether electricity, whether solar power or solar electricity, street light thereabout. These are the efforts of individuals and collective effort of clubs coming together. In Igbonto, I can tell you categorically, clubs like Igbonto Dynamics, clubs like what's it called now? Um, a host number of them. You understand? Uh,
Yeah.
uh, benevolent clubs, benevolent clubs of Igbanke and all that, and individual efforts. People like Stonkies and the likes, try to make sure that Igbanke is electrified using a solar system to power our streets. In fact, in our own community, the Mbidi, we have Mbidi Omokwe, the association of youth, Mbidi youth, took permission from our royal father and went ahead to install street lights. And anytime our road gets bad, we come together as well with in collaboration with the Indian Local Bay of Igbonto. You understand? So that is how we have been we've been trying to use self help to resolve some of these issues. But that is not the case in Benin City, where they regard you as their own. That is why, my brother, that is why it is a pity when I see these young TikTokers. They will carry their camera and say, "My name is Ngozi. My father is Igbanke. My mother is Igbanke." Even though they are not even pronouncing the Igbanke, they are even saying Igbanke. Some of them they write it out and they will say, "We are under Orionwo local government. I am from Benin. We are not Igbos." So some of them will ask, they will say, "Our greeting is Laweze." But they did not go deep to find out the meaning of Laweze and the origin of the greeting Laweze. They did not go to find out. But they believe, since there is Lawe in it, that the Laweze is of Benin origin, which is a typical lie. Because the term Laweze is a combination of Igbo and Benin, and it can be traceable to the Chima, who migrated from Inri to settle down in present day Benin City in the Benin Kingdom then. So, those days, the Inri, don't forget that Inri Kingdom was in place before the establishment of Benin Kingdom. Even before the era of Ogito, go and do your research, except they are trying to cover things for you. But go and do your personal research and you will see for yourself. Now, when the man was regarded as one of the powerful medicine man and traditionalists of those days, because even when the Benin Kingdom was in the place, they usually in those days 90 AD, okay, sorry 900 AD, they used to consult the Inri Kingdom because the Inri Kingdom was known for its spirituality and its religiosity those days. So they consult them before installation of any king or whatever it's being called in their empire then. Okay, so when Ezetima migrated around 1504 thereabout, he went there with some people, and they also met people. They don't forget that the Benin Kingdom was used as a slave trade center. So some of the people, and that was what in the kingdom was opposing them. So some of the people they met there, of their people of the southeastern people they met in the Benin Kingdom, the Benin Empire, they tend to come together. And when the Oba of Benin then, when he heard of Ezetima, so he actually called for him. Okay, so it was established because most of the things that they needed to solve, the things that the question that they needed to solve, most of the things they needed to do, they found out that he can actually help out and all that. So the then Oba now gave him a title of the first, and then Ezetima was the first, if you change the history, was the first Iyase of the Benin Kingdom. So he was given that title. And in those days, what they used to recognize clans and a people is their greeting. So if the greeting Lawese, they attach the Eze to state that these people are of this clan or are of this ethnicity. Do you understand? Because even when the Chima was migrating there, he did not go there without his Ndimbo, what Ndimbo we are using as the head of tradition, okay, or what how would I put it now, like how they carry out their tradition and culture, including the offers and all that. They left with those things. So when they mingle with all those things and all that, even people from other that came to Benin, including Benin, some of them they were attached to Ezechima because that they find safety there. So when he was leaving, migrating, moving out of the Benin Kingdom or Benin Empire around 1550, those people actually left with him. So don't forget that they lived there for a whole number of years, and there was this mixture of customs and tradition and culture, whereby if you want to name something, you combine Igbo and Benin to name to call that thing, and those things were things of the days those days. So now when they migrated out of the Benin Kingdom, the man founded some of these Anioma, communities you find today, Aniocha, Iseluku, as far as in Anambra State, Onitsha, and all that. So the descendants of Ezechima were known for greeting Yahweh. But these modern day TikTokers that want it to pain us who are fighting for Anioma because they are being deceived by some Ika, what's it called now? Social media people, social media influencers. They want to please them. So when they now say language, they will think it is paining us that they are speaking Benin to Greek. It is not totally Benin. Just like the name like uh, Istibo, for instance. I know I don't have Istibo in my family though, but they may not. Some of them may not know this, especially the younger ones. Maybe Ndembo will understand what it means. It's a combination of the use of Benin kind of name or word and Igbo word. Isi, that is like when they say lock, or when they say isi, isibo, it literally means that blessings. I don't know whether you just like when you say isioma.
My head favor me. Yes, my head
Are
favor
you
me.
get what I'm saying? But a lot of people think it is a Benin name. Isibo,
Yeah, like
Isiso,
the comment. Excuse me, like the comment somebody make it. Comment somebody make here. You say La we represent Eze Chima. Why Eze mean title in Igbo land? Yeah, which is Laweze. So which is
Are you
Lawi
getting
mean is the representative of Eze Chima. Why the Eze mean the title
exactly
in Igbo? Yeah.
in Igbo land? So now, so that if anywhere you are, you find somebody say Lawezi, the person can be traced to Ezechima coming. Well, even though we know that before the migration of, or what we call a um, inverse migration, from Benin. I mean, talking about Ezechima and its people now coming out of Benin again to find this Anioma area and all that. The Igbanke has been, but most of those people that came out also find themselves in Igbanke even before what's it called now? Before the British came to Nigeria.
Yeah.
This history is there for everybody to see, but they don't want everybody to know it, especially the lazy one who always started TikTok and be posting. I am not Igbo. God forbid. But they ask them their name. They say, "My name is Tukuye. My name is Emeka. My name is Ngozi." Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is one of the things. This is one of the things that they are doing to subdue.
Wow, network. This is very, very interesting.
The because they know that when the evils come together, they will achieve a lot. Because the little that they have, they are achieving better than other people, other people. I don't want to mention them. So that is that. So when you now say our people are saying that Oba, we are under the rule of Oba and all Oba of Benin and all that. Well, I don't blame them, but in the real sense, we are not supposed to be, and we are not. We are
Okay.
autonomous.
Thank you very
We
much.
don't
I
we
really
don't belong.
appreciate it.
Despite despite the fact that there is a law in Edo State that made the Oba the only thing, so to speak. It is a written
Yeah.
document. But the question you should ask yourself is this: Is Oba the only king? The Oba of Benin, is he the only king in Edo State? The Eastern,
Yeah. They have. I think they have the Otaro of Awuchi.
If you go to
Otaro of
Use,
Awuchi.
if you go to Use, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. They don't.
They have Otaro.
They do not regard. They do not regard
Yeah.
king as a nogi. So, in a nutshell, whatever he has said there, I am telling you, it is not the representation of who we are. So just take it like that. Thank
Which
you.
means we are trying to
So I think there was a question.
yeah, he made that statement on,
Okay.
let's say, based on a political will. Yeah, because of the political will that makes it to make that statement. Yeah.
You may say because of his political standpoint or standing point, or I don't know how you put it, where he is presently. Let me tell you, some of these people you are seeing today, they did not start yesterday. They have built the political legacy for many years. They have built this legacy. So if they now say otherwise, the whole legacy is crumbled, and they will have to start from nowhere again. They have to start from somewhere again. I don't know. All right. So they know that Anyoma is coming. But if Anyoma comes today, they are all our brothers and sisters, both those who are denying the creation of the Anyoma state and those who are saying Anyoma state should not be created. Eventually, Anyoma state will be created, and all of us will still come together as brothers and sisters.
Okay. Now, my question again that I want to ask is this: if, for instance, Anyoma now come, and does Oba of Benin or Benin Traditional Council have the right to say Igbanke people will not join Anyoma because Igbanke theirs? You think so? Can you hear me?
Okay. Now I can hear you perfectly. Now let me say something regards to that. Okay.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know that we are not in the era of slave trade. Neither are we in the era of empire and emperor, where one emperor will sit somewhere and make a decree that will stand in another place. In this dispensation, in this era that we are right now, this era is characterized with law and order. So if the federal government of Nigeria find it fit and as a necessity to create additional states for the southeastern part of Nigeria, so that they will have ceased among others, or with the others that have ceased, except one region like that in the northern part of Nigeria, whether I think northeast or so, that has 7.
Yeah.
And the Omunai, our people, the people of the same mind, now have it as a thought to say let us use this opportunity to unite with our people that were cut off during the war, during or naturally by the river. Let us unite with them, because the creation of Anioma State agitation did not start yesterday.
Yeah.
One of our ndimbos in the person of Chief Osadebe.
Yeah, Dennis Osadebe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chief Dennis Osadebe started this movement, I think 1950 thereabouts, if I'm wrong, thereabouts. So after so many years, so many states have been created, but Anioma State was not considered.
Okay.
We had even Delta States, Bayelsa State, which is the youngest state in Nigeria today, and a whole number of them. You know what I'm talking about? We have been created, but Anioma State has been there, begging for answers, begging for these things to happen. Now, those who started this agitation of Anioma State creation, most of them may not be alive today, or some of them, I don't know, may not be alive today. But the mindset of the people who believe that Anioma State should be created are still alive today. That is to tell you that the creation of Anioma State is due, and the time is now. Whether anybody can stop it, I don't know. Some people will tell you that any state in Nigeria before. I don't know. Something may happen, or something may start for the first time. Some people will tell you all the states that were created by militaries and all that. But that does not mean that Anioma State will not be created. Now, if the government find it as a necessity for Anioma State to be created, not just Anioma State to be created, but states to be created and added to the southeastern or the southeast for them to have 6 states. And they are now saying, let us reunite with our kings and queens, our people, our brothers and Omunai. Let us bring them together and unite with them. And you, as an individual, you are saying Anioma State creation is rubbish. In fact, if Anioma State is to be created, let it be created. But Igbanke will not join Anioma State because Igbanke. My brother, Igbanke is not your slave. Igbanke is not under your culture or under your whatever you call it. Igbanke is an autonomous Igbo Ika speaking community in Edo State today. So if another state is going to be created, and it will be a state that we will find our brothers, that when you go to your local government and you say, my name is Ndoka, and they will say, yes, we know the meaning of Ndoka. Are you getting it? It is better to be in a place where you say, my name is Ndoka, my name is Chukuyem, and they will say, push that one aside. This one na Igbo, Uwika, so push it aside first. And they will, except you are willing to change your name. Except you are willing to change your name to suit what you come to do. If you don't do that, there is every tendency that you will not get what you are looking for. Those days, our people, the people of Igbanke, some of them wanted to become part of a water board or water corporation board or this board and all that. But some of them, a huge number of them, lost the opportunity because of name. That is, they know now, they know that we are not one and we are not the same. It is just a political, how will I put it? It will be acceded to Orion local government politically. Okay, imagine if we were still under the administrative of Asaba division then, and we still there now, or maybe Agbo and we are still there now. Are you coming to tell us that a state is going to be created and we cannot join the state? Are you the government? Do they have another constitution in Ring Road? Do they have another constitution in Ring Road? Don't they know what is called boundary adjustment? They don't know it. See, let me tell you, my brother, if anybody is believing that narrative, not me, I don't believe in that narrative. When Anioma State comes, Igbanke will be under Anioma State. Because we are Ikas now. You call us Ika, we Ika. Are we not Ika again? So if we are Ika, what is the I doing in Anioma? Is I not representing a Ika? So if the Anioma is going to be created as a state, you are telling me a bona fide member, a bona fide Ika person, that I will not be under that. My brother, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Anioma State will come.
Okay.
And Ndi Igbanke will be part of Anioma State. And the life of Ndi Igbanke will be better off. Economically, politically, and every aspect that you can think of.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate for this expository. There is this last question that I have on my list here. Though I'm a Christian, I believe in God. I believe everything is possible. But sometimes, you know, as a human being, sometimes we think both front and back. The question says, if, for instance, Anioma State is not created, or if, for instance, Anioma State is created and Igbanke is not included in this Anioma, what will now be the fate of Igbanke? Are they going to be an internal division based on the fact that some people agree that we are Igbanke are Bini, some say Igbanke are Ika Igbo? If Igbanke did not enter Anioma, or Anioma did not come, do you think Igbanke will experience internal division? Do you understand the question?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. You know, when you come to when you actually look at it in a broader sense, Anioma State creation agitation did not start yesterday, like I said. Started far back as at the 50s, early 50s. So if after a lot of, you know, a huge number of years have passed by and Anioma State's discussion has not been in the in the public domain, and now that somebody who believes that it is an injustice for Anioma State not to be created, and also an injustice for Southeast to have 5 states, now rise up in the person of Ned Nwoko, now rise up and say, okay, let us revisit this document again and try to champion the cause of this agitation, and let us see how we can get what we want. Yes, it also means that if eventually, which I am not seeing, if eventually Anioma State is not created today, my brother, Anioma State will be created tomorrow. If Anioma State is not created today, a time will come when during the early agitation of Anioma State creation, it was not Mr. President in person of Tinubu that was there. Okay?
Yeah.
When other governors, when other presidents were there before Tinubu, they did not bring it up. In its broader sense, they did not bring it up actually to say this is what we wanted. Yeah. But for the same agitation to emanate at such a time like this, it means there is something about it. And let me tell you something. Except if Ndika wants to say that Igbanke is not part of Ika, that is the only way they will not join Igbanke to fight for Igbanke to be included in Anioma State when created. So for that thought to come to say if Igbanke is not created, don't you think there will be division and all that? My brother, there is no division. Onye obuna di ofo man onye ji ya. Every individual, every person in Igbanke knows today that Anioma is the best. Even those who are pretending, Even those who have come up to speak about it publicly, to say they are not supporting Anioma, they are better off in Edo State, they are Benin and all that. They know within their hearts, they know that Anioma State is the real deal. So Igbanke will be included in Anioma State when created. In fact, I cannot even come out to tell you that Igbanke will be a local government and all that, but we can achieve all that. We can achieve a lot. Yes. We can achieve a lot if we are in we are in what's it called? We are in Anioma State when created, or even if Anioma State is the creation of Anioma State can only be paused, it will surely be created. If it's not created, something else will happen that will lead all of us away from this Odiomo local government that we are. Even if it has to agitate that we move to meet our brothers in a car land, anything is possible. But Anioma State is an opportunity for all of us. Let us not look down on it. It is possible. And it is possible for you and I and our upcoming children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Somebody sent me a message on WhatsApp because he said he couldn't comment on the platform. He said that as at the time that Ned Nwoko, let me read it out. He said, as at the time Ned Nwoko submitted the bill at the National Assembly, he said 9th local government, which includes Delta North and Delta South. So we're just saying that Igbanke was not included at the initial stage. Say, what is the fate of Igbanke? I believe you understand.
Now let me tell you something. I do understand. I do understand where the person is coming from. My brother, when, like I said, Bayelsa State was created out of River State.
Yeah.
Now, when Bayelsa was in River State, the whole of Bayelsa, was it the initial local government that they had up initial before the creation of River State? Was it the same local government they still have up to today? That's question number one. No. Question number two is this. When Bender states, okay, as far as Midwestern region, when Midwestern region was one, when we were in one, all of us in one place like that, was it the same administrative unit that we had that later became a local government? Is it the same that we had? The same we had then that we have today? Now, is it the same local government, proposed local, even when Edo State was being created or was created out of Bendel, and Delta State created out of Bendel too? Was it, they were having this form of a local government or administrative units? Okay, so was it the same number that they had up initial that they still have, that they are still operating now? No. There is what we call boundary adjustment. You see, Ned Nwoko, in presenting his proposal, cannot say in that proposal that the 9 local governments in Delta North and another a caste-speaking community in Igbanke or in Ekpun or in so and place. No. What he was doing then in the presentation is letting you know, because there is a required number of I don't know. This is political technical terms, okay? Or let's say in law now, in Nigerian constitution, you cannot just say you want to become a state, okay? You want to be a state like Ika now. So many people have been saying that if instead of Anioma self, let Ika become a state, create Ika state and add it to South. Those people, I'm sorry to say, it is not, I don't know, it is not an abusive word. Those people may be ignorant of how this thing works. So there is a number, or there are number, there's a number, a required number of the local government or the unit that is needed for this state creation. That is what Ned Nwoko just presented in his presentation. So everyone knows that after the creation, there is going to be boundary adjustment across Eka, and other people that speaks Bia that wants to join. First of all, let there be willingness for you to join. And when the willingness is there, then if the case happens that it will resolve to what's it called? Where they will carry out referendum, then that referendum will come. And I don't believe that any meaningful or true Igbanke sons and daughters will come out to tell you that Benin or Orionwo local government is where their destiny is. Our destiny is not there. It is not there.
Yeah.
Imagine if Igbanke as an Eka community is in a Delta state. Imagine it. For good how many years now we have no electricity. And another festive period is approaching. People will travel home for Easter. A lot of people will be at home for this Easter celebration. And Egu festival is approaching. New Yam festival. We are not even sure whether the electricity will be back during this Easter period. Though people they've started coming together to say, let us contribute, let's see what we can do to fix it. But we have a government. We have a government, in quotes, a seemingly government that do not care for the feelings of the people of Igbanke, because Igbanke is not part of them. They know.
Yes.
That is why they neglect Igbanke.
So wait, you make a statement just now. I think I remember last year, they said some of Igbanke people sent some delegates to this present administration in Edo State that they need a transformer. No, is it I don't know, a power system, a transformer, a step down that can power our transformer. I think this administration said that since Igbanke they are saying they are Anioma, that they don't have anything to do for, which means they have already divided us even before Igbanke say they are not Benin. You understand? And somebody made a statement here. It said, somebody said, document for boundary adjustment was submitted to the National Assembly. So Igbanke will be added through boundary adjustment. Like I said, so that was the statement the comment somebody make here, that Igbanke will enter Anioma through boundary wall adjustment. So I really appreciate for your time, your expository. I must say I am really impressed. Even myself, there are things I do not know before now. You open my eye to know it. I say very big thanks to you. And on behalf of Akiko Igbanke TV, we say a very big thanks to you. Thank you for your time, for your effort. And we pray that subsequent time that we'll still have you on this our studio where we can learn more about Igbanke. And to our viewer out there, I think our studio is 24-hour open at Igbanke at number 18 Owa Road, Idumodi, Igbanke. If you are coming from Olije, I think it is immediately after late Chief Ugbekile Felix house. By the right there, you have our studio. If you are coming from Idumodi, which is from Omolwa, it is number 18 Owa Road before late Ugbekile house. And you can still reach us online where we can carry out an online interview like the way we are talking today. We say a very big thanks to you all for your time, for your effort. I will pray, like our brother has said, that Igbanke will definitely enter Anioma if Anioma is being well created. My brother, Lucky, we really enjoy your expository. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Thank you. We hope to have you.
Thank you.
Other persons, we are open for.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Yeah, we are still open for any discussion like this at any time. We are ready at any time to have you in our studio. We have a physical studio, like I said. We have online studio where we do all this expository. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you, sir. For our brother Aleka Chus, who has been commenting and all this thing. God bless you. We really appreciate you all. Thank you for your time. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. We hope to see you some other time.
Igbanke ka agha ihu ihe lechi Igbanke te nwele oshi nwa masị ni idu okpuru ndị du yucha oslobo ke yekicha ya banye Anioma fa hu Anioma fa makalaka omini here mma so banye le banye here mma bịa m Igbanke Igbanke ke nwechari ke security and all that. Igbanke ke nwechari here so
Thank you.
experience federal presence in Igbanke. They experience higher institutional experience other big investments and all that in Igbanke. Okarine le chama munam dodo ni ipele ni time malale.
Thank you very much. Sir, Yemeke. Sir, please, we subsequent I will still want you for this exposition. Okay, no, sir. Yemeke, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Already.